Hi guys, Mike here, and in this clip we're going to quickly compare these two tablets. We have the Asus Transformer Infinity TF700 and the older Apple iPad 2. Of course, these are not really competitors, but some of you guys might consider one over the other, and I will tell you which one is better and why. First of all, we're going to start with the exterior. On the front, a 10.1 inch screen on this one, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, and the 9.7 inch on the iPad with 4:3 aspect ratio. So this is slightly better for watching things in portrait mode, while the Android tablet should be better for landscape using, like viewing movies, stuff like this. There's also a slight difference in resolution, actually a bigger difference. 1024 by 768 pixels on the older iPad 2, 1920 by 1200 pixels on this new Asus Pad Transformer Infinity. So definitely a big asset for this. Also, the screen on the Infinity, it's an IPS panel, and that makes it a lot brighter than the screen on this one. And also the colors, I believe they're slightly better. I don't have the proper tools to measure that, but based on what I'm seeing here, I think the colors are slightly warmer, slightly better on the Asus Transformer Infinity. Now, having a look at the exterior, both of these devices have metal backs. Let's turn them so you can see them in action. So they have metal backs, slightly darker and with the circular pattern on the Asus, just a regular unibody on the Apple iPad. One more thing though, the Asus has this plastic top, and beneath there's the GPS and wireless antennas, while on the iPad those are behind the plastic Apple logo here. Now, if you're going to have a look at what we have on the back, on the iPad you have a camera, which is actually a very poor camera with no flash, and you have a speaker here on the bottom, while on the Asus you also have only one speaker, the grill is here, but you have a better camera, 8 megapixel camera with flash. One thing that I don't like about the speaker's placement, when you're going to use the tablet like this, you're going to cover the speaker with your hand and you get muffled sound, but that's something you'll have to deal with. Now, if you're going to compare the two, this is actually, okay, accidentally pressed the camera button. This is actually lighter, it's thinner as well, and it doesn't get as hot as this one during everyday use. But I can't say that there's such a big difference between the two in terms of weight or in terms of thickness. They're both pretty portable, pretty solid devices. As for the sides, well, on the iPad you don't have that many things. You have the proprietary connector that you're using for charging and connecting to a PC or a Mac. Nothing on this side. On this part you have the headset jack, the power on button, the screen lock, and the volume rocker, and those are pretty much all the things you're going to get on the iPad. But on this one you have, of course, the docking station. You have these latches for the adapter, the charging adapter, the one that you're going to use to connect to a PC. These two latches that will be used to connect the tablet to the docking station. And you also have microphone over here. Volume rocker is on top. The power button is on top as well. And on this other side, what you have is a micro SD card reader, another microphone, a micro HDMI slot, and the headset. So you have these two, HDMI and the SD card reader you can use to expand the memory. And of course, if you're buying the docking station, you will get a bunch of extra features. Get a full-size USB, you get the SD card reader, extra battery, stuff like this. Now, with the iPad 2 being launched more than a year ago, and this one just being released on the market, it's obvious that this is more powerful, this has the better screen, and overall it should be snappier than the iPad 2. But that's not really the case. Well, this one is running iOS 5.1, this one is running, of course, Android 4.0 Ice Cream Sandwich. It's on a Tegra 3 quad-core platform, a powerful one, and this is on a Apple i5 dual-core platform. So the two are actually slightly different in terms of raw power. However, this is actually running quite good because iOS, you know, it's a very snappy operating system. The only issue we'll have is when dealing with some of the newer games. Some of them might be slightly sluggish. However, that's not going to be the case too often. While for this, well, Android is running smoothly, but the overall experience is not as good as what you get on iOS. Of course, in terms of application, the Android has all these Google applications. They're quite solid, and of course you have some third-party applications bundled by Asus, like My Library, MyNet, MyCloud, and of course Polaris Office. Android as an operating system has a lot of the advantages over iOS because it's more configurable, has a better notification system, better multitasking system and stuff like this. But like I said, overall this has more apps and more third-party apps. You have a lot of better apps in the App Store, and it's running overall more smoothly. For those of you planning to run a lot of clips on these two tablets, well, this one can handle YouTube without a problem. Actually, both can handle all the streaming sources without a problem. However, for stored videos, the iPad 2 can only handle 720p clips, and they will work without a problem. You have to use iTunes though to synchronize the content, and the overall quality is flawless. I have nothing to say wrong about this. But like I said, you're only limited to 720p. However, on this one, you can actually run 1080p without a problem. I have a 1080p MOV file here, and you can also run 1080p MKVs if you want to. So this is a 1080p MOV, and it's working, it's running smoothly. And overall, I'd say that because of the wider aspect ratio, this is slightly better suited for watching movies, because you don't have those annoying bars on top and on the bottom like you have on the iPad 2. We should also speak about battery life and prices. Both of these devices have 25 watt-hour batteries, but the Asus iPad is going to last longer because it doesn't have the powerful hardware or the high resolution screen. This one will last for about 7 to 8 hours on average use, probably more for running video content, but this will last for about 10 hours on average use, and more for the video content. And like you probably might know, the 2012 version of the iPad 2 comes on 32 nanometers hardware architecture, and that actually runs for about an hour longer than the previous generation, the one I have here, the one launched in 2011. In terms of prices, the iPad is starting at only for $399 right now, so $400. The Asus, well, for the Asus I don't really have the final exact prices, so they might change at the moment this will get in stores. It's not yet available, but I've heard that the 16GB Wi-Fi only version will start at $599, no, at $499, sorry for that. And that means $100 more than the iPad 2. Of course, both of these devices will come in a couple of different configurations with extra storage space, and for the iPad 2 you also have 3G versions, while for the Asus you'll have 4G and LTE versions, but not running on the same platform, not running on Tegra 3, but on Snapdragon S4. In the end, it's up to you to choose either of these tablets. The Asus Transformer Infinity and the Apple iPad 2 aren't really competitors. For this one, for the Asus, Apple has the new iPad 3. They both come with powerful hardware and high-resolution display. While for the Apple iPad 2, Asus has the Transformer TF300, as they are both cheap, starting at $400, and they're pretty much their mainstream offers. So you choose one, you choose the other, it's up to you. You should know, however, that this is a top Android slate. It's powerful, it has a very good screen, it's sleek. So overall, perhaps one of the best Android slates on the market. While this iPad is just a mainstream offer, you should pick, if you like the simplicity and the way iOS is actually working, which I say it's flawless, and you don't want to spend the extra $100 to get the newer iPad. That's about it with our video review, video comparison of the Asus Transformer Infinity and the Apple iPad 2. If you have any questions, post them below in the comments. I'll try to answer as soon as possible. And you should also come on the site on tlbhd.com, where you'll find the written comparison between the two, plus a lot of other articles on tablets in general. Thanks a lot for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Thank you.